Free Tibet, free Tibet. What?
Free East Turkestan.
I never bring up the history of Xinjiang because I don't think there is much to talk about.
I want to talk about a little bit of Xinjiang today. There's some big news come out there.
Hello everybody, right now I'm in outer Xinjiang, and behind me here we have Wangchenggu square dancing. But the difference is, this side we have China Wangchenggu, and on this side I have Xinjiang Wangchenggu. Which way do we go? Okay, first of all we're going to go China. Come with me, come on, let's go.
What do you really know about Xinjiang? Western media often paint a picture of fear, conflict and poverty. But let me show you the side they don't talk about. In 2024, over 300 million tourists visited Xinjiang. Did they see fear? No. They saw peaceful streets, vibrant bazaars and harmony in daily life. Forced labour? That's a myth. Today, cotton is harvested with high-tech machines, not by hand. Last year, Xinjiang produced 5.7 million tons of cotton, creating an industry worth more than 220 billion RMB. Poor and isolated. Far from it. Xinjiang traded with 211 countries and regions, runs 19 international ports and handled more than 60,000 China-Europe freight trains in just 1 year. That's global connectivity at its peak. Culture under threat. On the contrary, Xinjiang is home to 6 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, 18 national-level intangible cultural traditions, and over 133 protected cultural relics. It's where deserts meet oases, where ancient Silk Road traditions thrive beside modern high-speed trains. This is the real Xinjiang, not a story of fear, but a story of growth, diversity, and connection with the world.
Free Tibet, free Tibet. What? Yeah, it's the Dalai Lama on the NED trailer. I can't believe how effective the Dalai Lama is as an anti-China propaganda figure. Every single time I post a reel about China, there's someone inevitably in the comments going, free Tibet, free Tibet. It's just crazy because they're not even hiding the fact that the Dalai Lama used to be a CIA asset. I mean, he's on the frigging CIA meetings documents, and granted, not many people read those. Fair enough, fair enough. But it's even in the National Endowment of Democracy trailer. He's in the trailer. So in case people still aren't aware, NED is the National Endowment of Democracy. It is a propaganda organization. It's essentially what one of the founders called an extension of the CIA. It does what the CIA used to do and now has grown so much that they need more organizations and more departments outside of the main operations. So it is part of the propaganda pillar of the US empire. It pretends to be a non-governmental institution, but it gets funding from the State Department. It's not a secret. I mean, they're trying to cover their tracks a little bit. Like now on their website, they have removed a lot of information. They used to have a database where you could just like pop in any media platform, any person, and see who had gotten the grants from their organization and how much money it was, etc. That's why I, back in the day, looked up Rappler, the Maria Ressa outlet in the Philippines, and found like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars being given to that outlet. But now when you look at the website, they only have a few little things, like the more obvious things like NK Daily. If you are a country that is seeking sovereignty, you're going to be put on the enemy list of the US, inevitably. So a lot of funding from the NED and other organizations are going to go into your country to try to destabilize your country by brainwashing the local population there. That's inevitable. So if they make it too easy for us to track the people that they're funding in those countries, it's easy to sort of neutralize those people, because basically the people, whether they are completely aware of it or not, and some people might not be completely aware of it, they are doing the work for the US regime change operations. As their power is waning, we're getting a little bit smarter about their tactics. So obviously the US wants to cover their tracks now.
If the genocide is fake, where is my uncle? Tell me, where is my aunt? Now I want to see the Chinese comments.
Well, every time she faces questioning, she immediately changes the subject, pulling out some pictures of unknown origin, claiming her Uyghur relatives are missing and being persecuted, and absolutely refuse to directly address the doubts. Dude, the more lies you tell, the more loopholes there are. So let's compare the pictures of her so-called relatives. You don't look like a Uyghur and you can still argue, but you don't even look like your own relatives. You are not even the same race. Do you think everyone in the world is an idiot? Someone also asked her to provide information about her so-called missing relatives to help find them before, and she immediately changed the subject. If you watch my previous videos, you know that not does she not look like a Uyghur, but she accent is also worse apart from the real Uyghurs. She doesn't recognize Uyghur dumplings, even serving Han Chinese dumplings as the signature dish for her restaurant, and now she doesn't even look like her so-called relatives. Stop lying, Zionist lackey. The whole world knows how shameless your behavior of lying and playing the victim in reverse is. No one believes you anymore. The Xinjiang region first joined China's territory in 60 BC, which means the residents of Xinjiang were already Chinese before the birth of Jesus. So what do you think I still need to explain? And the Turks' Khaganate was only established in 552 AD and lasted until 657 AD, when the Turks were completely defeated by the joint forces of the Tang Dynasty and the Uyghurs, and then migrated to the Anatolian Peninsula, which is where modern-day Turkey is located. Yes, the Uyghurs were allies of the Central Dynasty of China, and they officially accepted the investiture of the Tang Dynasty in 630 AD, officially become Chinese and jointly resisting the Turks. So the Uyghurs are undoubtedly Chinese, not Middle Easterner or Turks. And before the Turks or Uyghurs appeared, Xinjiang was already Chinese territory. The time the Han Chinese settled in Xinjiang is even earlier than them. The so-called CCP occupying Xinjiang in 1949 is simply absurd, because the CCP never fought a war with them. Even the previous ROC regime had always effectively managed Xinjiang. So calling it East Turkestan from the beginning is ridiculous, because Xinjiang has been a part of China for 2,085 years, and the Turks ruled Xinjiang for only a short period of 100 years, which is shorter than the so-called Promised Land. This sounds like calling North America West Britain's time. Everything I say is based on universally recognized historical materials, which you can verify at will.
You probably hear all the Western media's governments trying to talk about Xinjiang. They call it all kinds of names through every accusation they can think of. But the real reason behind it is, I think, they are protecting their own control over global trade. You see, Xinjiang sits at the center of Eurasia. It connects China, Central Asia, Russia, and Europe. And right now, Beijing is investing 3.47 trillion yuan, that's about $480 billion, to turn this region into an energy, data, and a logistic hub of this continent. We are talking about 500 major projects already underway. Power grids, highways, data centers, and new railways. That will connect all the way to Europe. Every 2 hours, China-Europe freight train leaves Xinjiang, head to the west. That's how fast this corridor is growing. A lot of big companies already there. BYD is building massive wind and solar storage system. Wind, solar storage system in the desert. Tesla has moved in and expanding its network in Urumqi. Hilton and Marriott are building hotels near those new trade hubs. Hong Kong capital is investing logistic, energy equipment, and cross-border e-commerce. Xinjiang is not just about China. It's about rewiring how Eurasia trade. Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and other neighboring countries will benefit with cheap energy, faster transport, and new jobs. So next time we hear someone repeat those old stories about Xinjiang, remember this. Remember this. They are trying to stop exactly what's happening there right now. That is a land-based, multipolar economy that no longer solely depends on the Western sea routes, which is very unstable right now. I have a full article on Substack with more context, more details, and link in bio. You can support me there, and thanks for all the subscriptions. Or you can visit grumpychineseguy.com. Thank you. Take care.
Now, come with me. Let's go to Xinjiang. Come on. Come on. Xinjiang. All the local people here, look, Xinjiang people, all watching, all in admiration of the fantastic music that's taking place. And then you have the locals dancing. What an experience! experience that I'm having here in Xinjiang. Honestly, it's truly amazing. I hope you guys enjoy this video.
I'm Chinese. Don't listen to that bullshit about China. Those negative opinions are wrong. This video don't random find you, it's found my real friends. Because I'm here to tell you the truth about China. We are all ordinary people. We should listen to everyone lives, not to whatever the lost mouths are saying. We live here, my bro. Check out my TikTok. I post over 100 videos supporting my American friends, and I've been doing this for 1 year. That's proof how much I care you. If you want the real story about China, if you want to more Chinese friends, if you want to say I love you to this world and spirit, peace and love, share this with your friends and share this with you, the important people in your life. Let's become a family. Let's be citizens of the world. Let's face this world bravely and make it better.